Oh, welcome back, everybody. We're gonna get started now on Inferno. Sorry for that delay. One of the 10th player taking days. I don't even know who it was. I didn't pay attention, so I can't call anybody out. We got the smoke down at B. Pitter on that T side first, since this was their map pickup against Orbit. They're going to find Manu. He's gonna go down. Oh, behind Spiker, peeking out into Banana, watching his flank, but watching the flank with a smoke out. He'll be taken down. We got a 4-on-4 situation, Launders.
This is a huge retake at this moment. Crucial actually has flashed in, and it's a really nice flash because JMQA was full blind. Now, they're going to suspect one's at new box, but how will they deal with them? Dursky takes him down, and is looking for a second kill, actually finds it, but now he's in a 1-on-2. He's taking some pot shots at the two players approaching him. Time is taken down, but he doesn't have enough health to hold him off.
Man, look for a second, like he was going to have him lined up. He didn't. He maybe, oh, it's so close, like 1 second. Does it, oh, sometimes it tells you, and you just like pray to Valve that it tells you how much time was left on the defuse, but that was definitely, I think that was under a second for sure. It was starting to turn green, so.
Yeah, so it was a great retake overall. I mean, that was actually getting into the site, 4v4, Orbit having to get back into the B site, that's very difficult. Just as difficult as it is to take it in the first place, and they managed to do so. So now they can afford themselves a full buy. We got 3 MP7s, an MP9, and a FAMAS. And Pitter, since they got the bomb down, are wisely opting to Glock save here. So once Orbit see that there's no, armor buy, no nades coming out, and no expensive pistols, they're just going to be able to plan for the next round.
There they go, trying to storm up middle, but right into the blender of SMGs from Orbit. So it'll be Orbit taking that 2-0 lead, starting off the CT side in a really good way, and they get a lot of money there as well from all those SMG kills. So it's vitally important to your CT side. Yeah, you get off to a rocky start, and it can be very difficult to even defend on the CT side when you get to the rifles and you don't have smokes and Molotovs as CTs. So they'll have to keep as many people alive in this round as well for Orbit.
Yeah, one of the good things for Pitter is that they actually did save with Glocks. I mean, that makes a difference between some of the nades that they have bought into this round, and they have their smokes and flashes, which are more important than their heat grenades or Molotovs. And because they were able to prioritize those, they have head armor, AKs. I mean, this is pretty much a better buy than what Orbit has at this moment. I mean, Manu is a liability at this point. Crucial is at the B side with an MP9. That's not those aren't good weapons to hold a site, and Manu's going to have some pressure put on him right now.
Oh, cool Molotov. Just a little late, but he couldn't have known. He was kind of just going off of sound cues right there. In the sight, Manu's going to get another one. Still with that MP7, takes down a player with an AK. Now Facecrack moving up in Graveyard. Facecrack and Dursky clearing out the site. Striker actually landing some shots there, spamming through that smoke up into Graveyard. Neil Zeno right on that flank already, so we got a 3-on-3. I mean, you're in the pit, you got some good holding positions, but everyone is so low on the side of Pitter that this might be hard for them to hold.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. The thing is, Facecrack's in a spot where you can't actually wallbang, so you're going to have to come up close to him. Dursky, with the crossfire, finds a headed truck. Striker is the last man up.
No kit. I don't know if any of his allies had one. And when it got to a 2-on-1, HP doesn't even matter. When you're spread up that far and have a nice crossfire like Pitter did, there's no way you're going to lose a 2-on-1, and there wasn't enough time anyways. So Pitter will get on the board, buying up those AKs in the third round. Again, talking about that full-on Glock save in the second, and that kind of leads to that.
Two things that were nice that Pitter did that round are, one, they took apps control when it was completely open, and they executed their strat really quickly when they were low on nades. And that's something that you need to do when you don't have much money, and they did it really well. They found the spot on the map where they thought Orbit were probably going to avoid, and then they executed out balcony, took big control, and traded 1-for-1 on a player on site, who actually did get a kill with the MP7, which was impressive. Manu, that was, and did use his names really wisely, but it wasn't enough. I mean, they didn't have apps control, and they didn't have two people boiler side.
They actually had a pretty cool smoke as well. Pitter did. They threw one from alternate all the way over the buildings and landed up there on the truck or on the balcony. I couldn't quite tell exactly where, but it essentially covered them running out of the apartments without blocking the vision of themselves, water falling out. So it was pretty cool. Definitely something that we might see again for them as a set strategy, part of their A takes. Oh, Mike S. They throw that Molotov, but they didn't actually communicate. Facecrack probably could have been planted on those stairs waiting for him to run out of the room. But he will get him in the end anyways. Again, it is just Orbit on that save. CT side is rough when you lose that third round.
Yeah, 100%. And you're right. They threw that Molotov in apps. Didn't anticipate exactly when he would run out, and they could have caught him. Instead, Mike S decided to hang out because he had that CZ in that close angle, and could have possibly found the kill, but face crack got the better of him. Spiker demanded pit, blocked by his teammates. No way he's gonna find this teammates, unfortunately. Striker walking right by a CZ though. We'll at least get to pick that up.
Checking out the rugs.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Uh-oh. Still dies. A little awkward, but it doesn't really matter. You didn't really have anything at all worth saving. So they'll get into now round number 5, where the CTs are actually still in rough shape. And it's probably better that they just save again. Maybe just P250 nade, go an aggressive push, down middle, down B, or even alternate maybe. Like, you might catch off one person if you just press alternate.
Yeah, if you're confident that you're supposed to win like as many rounds as you should on the CT side, then you should be fine saving a situation like this. Like, to get anxious at this moment would show a lack of composure, I think, and I think it's a good idea, as you said, for Orbit to save here, even though they had almost enough money to like buy on one player and force on a couple.
Yeah. In my mind, Inferno, I mean, if the T side knows how to play the map, which you would think Pitter would, since it was their pick and they very much expected to be on the T side, like, it's only CT sided if you've got the money to support it. So I think forceful rounds on CT on Inferno could be pretty foolish.
And yeah,
as they look for a Huandig. They don't find it.
Mm-hmm. The stack is right, though, over towards A. There are 3 players here, and Pitter are actually running right into them. Mono's going to toss a flash rotate to Library, but that's going to help them telegraph where he's going to be. But they smoked him out anyway. He's not going to be able to peek. Maybe we'll peek off the shots of Neil. Neil goes down, and Manu will look to push through the smoke, it looks like.
Oh, he actually digs them both with that P250. So they do make it somewhat costly. They find 3 people. I mean, it doesn't matter as much on your T side, but it is still always nice to keep as many people alive and just keep building up that money. I mean, the golden situation for the terrorists is like, you get so much money that you could then lose with rifles 4 times in a row and get back to max bonus and still have rifles. Of course, you don't want to lose 4 rounds in a row, but it is pretty funny when you can do so well initially as a terrorist that you just have rifles for the rest of the half no matter what.
Yeah, essentially. Apart from like being broke and that lose bonus, I mean, you keep the CTs low, always within one of saving, and you're gonna have a great half and Pitter off to one of those starts. I mean, 7,200 on face crack already after losing a pistol in a match where there's only been 5 rounds. It's pretty impressive.
Double op. It's a very expensive round for Orbit. If they don't get this one, they'll be right back onto that. They've already lost 3rd rounds, probably just 1 save for them, but I mean, it's possible maybe they would save twice. Or like a pistol armor plus a full save type of situation.
And there's a lot of presence over towards A, even though Striker is actually holding way back in the B site, so conceding tons of map control here at Orbit. But if Peter goes straight up A here, because they are at the site already, it's going to be a problem. But it's going to be a split B, and that might be the right idea. I think FaceCrack just pushed through that smoke too early.
Yeah, Manu will bring down face crack. Mike hits his shot onto Waterfalls, and now it is a 5-on-3. You got those 3 people for Pitter in Banana trying to get into this B site. There's only 1 man here, but Striker knows. He's just sitting at the oranges. He's staying calm. Oh, that flash kind of grabs a teammate there from Pitter. Somewhat blind. I'm sure he was still able to see, but maybe distracts him a bit. Let Striker get 1 kill. It's basically all he had to do. He really didn't even have to do anything, but the 1 kill, of course, will be nice. But as I say this, they're falling like flies. It's now a 2-on-2. Orbit get kind of sloppy going for this retake. Manu's very, very close, but Dursky's going to silence him from Nubox, and now it's just crucial with an op. Going for a retake here with an op. Not really the situation you want to find yourself in. JMQA's got an op and 2 kills. Dursky and AK and 2 kills. This will be a very crucial round. See, like I said, it writes itself. You missed that, Launders. That was before you could hear. But Dursky will bring him down, and Orbit misfiring all over the place there on that retake.
That was a 2v5 situation from Pitter. There's no way they should have won that, and it couldn't have come at a more crucial time. Though it's Orbit's opportunity to full buy once again after having to double save, and they blew it. I mean, they completely blew it there in the B site. That that was pretty disastrous to watch. I mean, Pitter were just hitting nice shots left and right, but they shouldn't have been giving those shots in those first place without any trades. Traded the op kill for a nade kill.
Nice. Yeah, they called in the artillery strike. Came out in the last patch, but now just pushing down middle. Oh, I like that. Both Dursky and Striker were both jump hopping to see over that smoke, saw each other midair, gave a little wave, then tried to kill each other, but at that point, they were then shooting through smoke. So it's nice to bring down the op. It was just two people peeking middle, one with the USP, one throwing a nade. I think the USP dinked them, and then the nade was enough to finish it out.
Now they have the site. They're going to push in, and we had our 4 men. Crucial actually rotate over towards A. Just an intensive stack, and it's probably a good idea. Actually, even on his rotate, finds a frag. So it's actually 4v3 at this moment. And now that the bomb has gone down and a player has gone down, they're kind of back on their feet, but actually almost got sketchy there. They know at least 2 people.
Oh, how does Crucial not bring in that kill? Face crack, I don't even understand. He was throwing that pop flash. He took like 10 bullets from a 5.7. Obviously, some of them didn't hit. He probably did take 4 or 5. They just didn't get him in the head. Neil Zeno trying to lurk. I mean, if he had a kit, there's like potential for some ninja defuse here, but no, Dursky will bring him down. And they exit very, very late. Actually, one of them will even go down. Dursky living on 1 HP.
Wow. Yeah, that could have been a very important kill. At first, Orange is that 5-7, but either way, Orbit should not have lost the round previous. They're going to move into this round with 2 ops. I mean, they are, you know, 5 rounds in a row that they've lost on their CT side. So we'll have as much money as they need, but if they don't make a move with these ops, even though they have basically saved so many times, they will be flat broke.
Yeah, going right back to the double op setup where, I mean, the first time they did it, honestly, they should have won that round, but it got a bit rough going for that B retake, so they'll go right back into it. However, they will lose Crucial right out of the gate. Striker, though, finds a kill onto Waterfalls. So that will make it right back into a 4-on-4, but as we know, 4-on-4 is going to favor those terrorists. But Manu, you know, there is some extra space created when you get out of a 5v5 situation, and Manu is right here behind these terrorists. But it might not matter. Okay, Face Crackle will bring down Neil, so they refrag out on their way from balcony, but Manu hard on the lurk. Oh, he doesn't go quite fast enough, and Face Crack actually picks up another kill. But Orbit's still in a 2-on-1, up to JMQA right now.
Yeah, he has some options here. I don't think they even know where he is, even though they might feel like it. They don't have mid control. They don't know if he's rotating back to B. If he waits long enough, I mean, he can create enough suspicion that it's going to be the B site that he can take us in a 1v1 and does find a player in pit as one was rotating. That's a huge misstep from Manu. He's going to put the bomb down and I guess assume that no one's boiler. A Striker. Oh, so patient walk up the site. That was really wise of him, but oh, and the Molotov to delay. He could rotate through apps if he wanted to.
I mean, sometimes the fire can be a bit deceiving. It wasn't like super clear or super like flamed up right there, but well, all right, what are you gonna do? I guess good Molotov.
It just like recede towards him.
Yeah, because it goes in the cone shape from the direction it's thrown, and it does start to spread a little bit, you know, after it's on the ground in that direction. So not accounting for that, and hey, I mean, they call the map Inferno, so expect to get burned.
Right. Well said. But that was a, you know, super important round because Orbit had 2 ops there, and again are in a safe situation where they could spend money, but they don't have enough to get all the guns they want, and now they're running out of options. I mean, every single other round that they lose, if they lose them in succession, is going to mean 2 rounds for Pitter, and that, you know, after a half, it'll seem like, yeah, Pitter won so many T rounds. In reality, have only won a certain amount of rifle rounds, but just won all the crucial ones. And Orbit don't want to do that to themselves.
Yeah, I think at this point it's only 3 rifle rounds. Whoa! That Nova, though. Manu bringing down James Ray, but the Tech 9 is there. Now Striker trying to channel those 1 digs, reloading after just 4 shots. Wanted a chance at another 7, but he will get none. Now it's Neil Zeno coming with that monkey business, trying to stand through that smoke. Oh, whoa, whoa! Onto the truck, load him up. Waterfalls. Ready to go on a journey with those sandbags.
it's looking it's looking bleak right now for Orbit as they are going to be buying up once again, but have to play a lot tighter. Trades have to be much better, and they want to ideally just delay. I recommend that they just plan on staying alive. I'm sure they can hit their shots. They've set up like properly a couple of rounds where they've had like a 4-stack towards A. Like that one round that was a 2v5, they had a great setup. They had that 4A setup where they had one person waiting for the lurk through the smoke, one person rotating through CT. They both got the kills on the player splitting B, and then once they got into B, they just kind of threw it on the players rotating from A. But overall, they did know how to win that round, and again, did actually come close. Come last rifle round in that 1v1, so there is still hope, but Pitter already met their quota for their half.
Yeah, definitely. Anything more than 5, and they're probably ecstatic. They've got 7, and it doesn't really show any sign of Pitter slowing down. Crucial's just, doing a quick peek there, shoulder peeking with that knife out, so he's got more move speed. He will spot one, and he will fall back. As we can see, you've got 4, exploding into banana. Crucial setting up for this top flash. Striker will be only able to get 1. Crucial going to find another here. One more pushing it blind. He'll get him as well. Now Waterfall's going to go in with that pistol and, running out of bullets. That 20 bullet M4A1S, it really only is about a 2-kill gun unless they really line up for you. However, Orbit looking good. 3-on-1 retake. Although Waterfalls, if he shuts down the flank, whoa, I don't know how that misses. Maybe he's moving. He hits the harder shot then, and I think he just saw the barrel of Neil. He will throw an interesting flash, and didn't quite do what he wanted to do. And there they go, trying to double peek him. He almost pulled off the first shot and was able to fall back, but no, Mike S will silence him. And the bomb is defused, so Orbit finally getting another round, but it's costly for them. They lose 3 people on that, which means if Pitter, just get this round, it's Orbit right back onto a double save.
Yeah, that was really close though. If they didn't, I feel like they should have just had 1 on the bomb. I mean, they definitely had enough time to just double peek there, but he would have known if Waterfalls would have even peaked in that situation. So that was a little too close for comfort, but they did come away with that, and it was off the back of a great B-hold. Now an entry did come out 1 for 1, which was kind of unfortunate, but Crucial cleaned up for sure, getting 2 kills. And if they can manage just a slightly better holds than
like
Pitter can do with takes.
That's so good.
Getting flashed with the smoker, Pitter catching them way off guard, and Striker trying to spray 2 down, can only get 1.
Oh, pushing that second smoke to port side. I don't know about that decision. The first one I really like. That was the CT smoke at the top of middle. You can just throw a great pop flash. It goes off in the smoke, and I mean, the smoke's down at top of mid as a CT. You have to look at it. So when the flash goes off in it, you're completely blind. They absolutely crush the player over there at Arch. But then they're like, hey, let's push this smoke too. The first one worked out. And then they get brought down. 3 of them killed by 1 guy at Porch.
Yeah, I agree. It was more of a, how do I even up right now in a situation where I don't exactly know, where the other team has more control of the site than me, and I don't really know how they're playing it. How do I just even up? What's the most random play I can make right now? And he decided to do it. Oh my goodness, huge mistake from Orbit there. Double smoking mid. Pitter are going to hear this, but oh, it won't matter. Niels, great spray through the smoke. Finds a third, actually, for his trouble. And the last 2 are going to be in pit.
Yeah, Pitter looking good here. Then again, their defenses are kind of just run straight into... I mean, Pitter pushing through the smoke into the porch on the last round, and that time, you kind of got the... I mean, I just call it the cheesy boost. You can really only use it 1 or 2 times a game before it gets, like, pre-checked every time, but they know that they need these crucial rounds, and they use it, and they dominate there in middle. And Pitter will be on now with a Galil onto Waterfalls. A couple incendiaries still around for the terrorists, so good shot on them in this round, regardless of losing 2 in a row. 3 in a row, actually, wow.
Waterfall's going to be sitting in the pit, waiting for a peek. Mike's not going to give it to him. Going to give it to him.
Going into a rap right there, or what was that?
Where is Ja?
I don't know.
What we want to know. Good JMQA just went down through a spray.
Yeah, Mike had a nice shot onto Waterfalls. Traded out by Facecrack, and a Striker getting, another trade after that. That'll put Orbit ahead 3-on-2 right now. At round 13, Spiker from the pit, though, will even it up. Terrorist all the way out in the pit. Pitter's actually been pretty good about getting out of these apartments.
Oh yeah, I mean it's usually a death trap, right?
They smoke the exit, and then, you know, you go smoke blind, but you're flying out of that smoke into the pit. Generally, like, an op, if it's over at library or something, it's definitely only going to be able to hit one person, and it will be a hard shot.
This is a really, sorry.
No, you're good. I should probably go over this anyways with the kills happening. Dursky bringing down Crucial. Now Striker in a 1-on-2. And he will jump into the pit. He finds Spiker.
Oh,
No Molotovs on the field. He even smokes it in preparation, or just trying to hide in it, but Dursky will spray him down.
Yeah, I think Striker could have actually baited him out there. He knew he was that boiler. He could have tapped that bomb and came out of the smoke, knowing that because it wasn't planted for him, Dursky would have to peek. And instead of hoping that he wouldn't miss the spray, could have just taken the fight and had a better chance to win, knowing that he was going to catch a player running forward at him. But tried to stick it anyway, and I think it was fine. Like he could have been much farther than he was, and maybe he only had 1 second to spray, and also had a smoke to create some confusion. But either way, a round loss there for Orbit, one for Pitter. And it's another 2v2 where Pitter just edged out. And we've seen this happen so many times with Pitter where they just have these really close rounds and they're always able to win them. I mean, their composure is just really, really good in those unwinnable situations. But
so 5-on-4 right now. They played aggressive out towards Banana and were not quite able to get away after one op shot was missed.
Did Orbit need to have someone in apps there in that situation by himself? Anyways, Mike with the laser pointer.
Oh, that was almost a money flash.
Oh, it actually worked. It actually worked anyway. I don't even know how he got blind there. But yeah, that's close.
It bounced back off the other wall and then went wide, so it did go out the side of New Box, and it caught that one player pushing in. But
Orbit had 2 players alive at A, and they had one in apps by himself while another player was on the balcony or back in pit. When they only had 2 players left at the site. If they didn't have them both in apps, I feel like neither of them should have been in apps. And that's why Spiker was able to isolate him and take that 1-for-1 trade in a situation where they didn't have man advantage. Mike S is going to push through the smoke here with the CZ. He's going to try to kill one, does get a single target.
Dang. He probably would have got 2 if he got the headshot on the very first guy.
Yeah.
But having to reset and take another 2-shot burst with that CZ was which seems like the way to use it. I was trying to practice with that gun the other day just because I don't really use it too often. But it seems like 2-shot burst just which is basically just 1 click because it shoots so freaking fast. It's pretty much the way to go.
Manu, I think, was just taking that fight with a pistol, like long range from car, when he wanted to just spot. Because if you were to just stay alive, if they found out what site Spiker's going to go to, all they would have to do is play together to kill him. They could, even Niels has a kit, they could retake from pretty much anywhere. And Spiker just found a frag for free, put himself in a 1v1 versus a 5-7, and led Niels to believe that it was going to be the other side. So that's another huge misstep from Orbit where they failed to trade.
Oh, he will be spotted. Uh-oh. I mean, given the oh my gosh, another Molotov. Neil, though, he knows what to do. He's going to go in very aggressive, and even despite the close quarters where the CZ might be favored, Spiker holding his ground, reacts and hits that shot. And Pitter, I mean, all of them looking really good in their 1v1s. And of course, looking good, really good at the start there. Orbit, you know, brought it back with a couple strong rounds. They had 3 in a row there when it got to rifles. And I think all 3 of those were rifles, right? So,
yeah,
you know, they were able to win 3 rifles. Pitter probably only had like 5 rifle wins.
Yeah.
Just getting so many anti-eco rounds against the broke CTs. But now it'll flip sides, and Pitter will go over to the CT half with 10 rounds.
Yeah, and even Pitter, some of the wins, they had a 2v5, they had 2 1v1s, they had a 1v1 right there. They pretty much won every single clutch round versus Orbit, and that's a huge reason they have their lead. That being said, it really shouldn't come that close most of the time on CT side. And so once it does, I mean, it's really 50-50 for whoever's in that situation to find the frag. I mean, once the bomb goes down, it is a T-sided engagement, right? It's the CT having to enter your angles to try and kill you. So once it gets that close, I mean, you really can't call it a CT favorite situation around, and Orbit let it get too far or too close for comfort too often.
And Molotovs were in their way,
Yeah, Molotovs were
at
great.
least on one occasion. Oh man, that was a good round. Does anyone do fails of the week for CS:GO? Because I feel like that could be in that compilation. Those pretty jokes. But we won't harp on them too much. See, I don't even judge. I don't even remember who it was, so I can't even call anybody out at this point.
Oh, and he's nobody, by the way.
I didn't mean it like
That's
that.
basically what he was trying to say.
I'm nobody. All right, it's cool. I know how it feels. All right, 10-5. Pitter now. CT rounds on pistol can be kind of tough. Like, you want to try to put more towards B generally, and you actually will see they push 3 down banana, and they leave 1 in the sights. There's only 1 guy at A, so you want to play heavy B because I think that's the tendency. Terrorist generally would go there, but then your A is so weak.
Well,
Where is this player? He's on the couch! Oh, and he gets a knife! JMQA taking down 2 people. I don't even know what's going on right now. And he got a third. Yes, he did. He picked up that Glock. It's got more bullets in it. 4 on 2 right now. He's got, what is that? He's got $2,100 on the round. 2 pistol kills and a knife. And another. Is he going to ace? They got to let him go for it. Just let JMQA go for it right now. The bomb has been planted, so that's at least something positive for Orbit. They will spot him. Or they're letting him go for it. They're putting JMQA in first, but Dursky will take the kill. They tried to set him up for the ace.
That would have been a sweet ace. Had a knife in there, apartment hold by himself, solo sight hold right there. And I think Orbit were actually going to jump out a window and go back to B. Make noise apps go back to B, and that would have not favored them at all. If they were to just take A there, it would have been the perfect counter to what
get
they were
counter-stratted.
doing. Yeah, but they coming out the balcony or the bedroom reversed like that would have caught JMQA off guard if they cleared him. He was just in kind of a weird spot.
I mean, who sits there?
Yeah, who sits there? I mean, I honestly don't blame them for not like straight up clearing that because it's so weird that the first thing you do as a terrorist is come out the apps and then peek the balcony from the inside out as opposed to jump up first. So yeah, I mean him getting 4 kills though, that's another story.
Yeah, also, like, we say who sits there from the terrorist perspective, but actually him being in that position did make a lot of sense based on what Pitter did elsewhere on the map. So that was definitely a strat that Pitter has in their book.
Yeah, it's great.
And I guess, I mean, you got that USP or P2K, you're looking for the sight, getting on the couch, looking for the vertical advantage, looking down alternate, I suppose. I mean, I would think that would be still a pretty precarious spot if people actually came up alternate as terrorists. But it obviously worked out that round, and he got a knife.
Ooh, great flash. Crucial. Blind.
Crucial flash.
Let's see this.
Too easy.
Yeah. Wow, Dursky has actually got 23 kills. Holy smokes. Didn't even realize. It seemed like kind of a quiet 23 kills. Also, I've just been specking the wrong people, but yeah, he's the man to fill the shoes of Waylander, one of the most insane players, and is doing a fantastic job.
There can only be one.
Yeah.
Waylander.
Yep.
There is only one Waylander. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Tereski pushing down middle, trying to just show no respect to Orbit right there, but Crucial will find that AK. He'll get 2 headshots. Down to 4 HP, he'll finally be cleaned up by FaceCrack, who gets 2 of his own, but then is brought down by Manu. And all of this happening at the top of those T stairs. Spiker now getting one it was either coming out of Boiler or just passing in, and it was Spiker from the Arch side who will now go back to B.
Oh,
what a weird round we have. I think if Waterfalls finds the bomb, Orbit find themselves in a tough spot.
Yeah, Neil's not going to make too much presence because Striker's looking for this lurk kill. He's going to assume that he went back around Arch, now knows that he's gone to B, and because Waterfalls has pushed down mid and got that original kill, they have control of the bomb. And we'll see how well Orbit fare in a 2v2. I don't think they've won a single one so far.
I mean, they've got a massive HP advantage right now. They still got to get to that bomb as Waterfall's watching the cross. It looks like if they get the time low enough, they can just like relinquish the bomb and then just play the only site. Although I guess from where they are, Orbit have kind of a equidistant from either bomb site at that point, and they will decide to go A, but we do have Spiker back into A site already. We'll go Graveyard. A kind of again, I'll use the term cheesy spot, but...
Such a good rotate. They don't even know he's here. Oh my goodness.
He's looking for that default plant. I think he just saw the barrel. It depends if he plays 16 by 10 or 9. don't know why 10 was my first response, but one-on-one right now. The smoke will go down. That's going to tell him exactly where he is. That's a big flash. He almost gets back into the smoke, but Striker, he'll get it, and Orbit will take the round.
That was a huge play in that 2v2 from Pitter, honestly. Like, Orbit got the bomb back, but Striker rotating to Banana from A was the reason that he stayed alive. He didn't look for a kill by himself. He just played the bomb with his teammate. And then once they realized that they delayed enough time, they decided to just play sites, which is what any good team will do with the bomb down, and they don't have the advantage in terms of great angles to hold it from. They just give it up completely. I mean, if you're the better player, right, you know exactly what someone's going to do. You're just going to go to the site and get the best cover possible because they can't plant where the bomb is dropped. And that's just going to delay longer as people clear out angles looking for you. So they decided to do that, and it almost came down to that position from Spiker in Graveyard being so fruitful, but got a first kill and couldn't find the second. I mean, that was really nice seeing 1v1 though from.
Oh wow, Striker gets both of those finally though, and behind that's actually just through the smoke, and oh, Neil will go right by him. And Waterfalls will live to fight another day. He's got that FAMAS. Oh, he doesn't even reload it. He just goes back in. He'll take that Galil. 25 bullets to 35 upgrade. And now Manu here on Porch. He'll peek once, but a 3-on-3. Waterfalls getting another kill, this time with that Galil. He just scooped up. 2 players into that B bomb site, though, for Orbit, and the bomb will go down.
Yeah, and just as I forgot his name, it was Striker who followed up with this round, getting 2 entries and opening up the site. But because they left Mike here, which was super nice, they left Mike here, and then they had him lurk in after Mike saw that there was a lot of kills going down at the site, and that allowed him to get the bomb down. He pushed right through his smoke with confidence. Ooh, the Molotov.
Oh, and Face Crack does get him. He hit him, he tagged him up, slowed him down. Crucial now, he makes the noise from Dark. He will get 2, not bad. Oh, no kit for Face Crack.
That's a really close. I don't think he has this, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. No, he does not.
Rip. And yeah, they seal it up because of the long rotates of Inferno. So even though the retake happened pretty quickly, they got the first kill at quad without having to, like, you know, do that peek in and out, do a little bit of damage here and there thing before actually getting up to him. They just mollied him out and killed him instantly. Isolated player Emo killed him, but didn't have a kit for the retake, so lost because they took so long to get to the site in the first place. And that's because Mike pushed through that smoke after he knew that the rotates were coming out, or assumed that they should come out. Being that lurker over at B did a great job on that round, along with Striker with the 2 entries.
Orbit. Still a costly round for them, and you can see, you know, it's Tech9 and Galil, limited nades still for these terrorists, but now going up against a full eco of Pitter. Dursky trying to lurk around in that smoke and just be a bit cheeky, I guess. Spiker almost brings down a couple, gets them very, very low. Now JMQA, who has found himself in AK, is in a position to do a lot of damage, but I think, do they hear that? No, they walk. Oh, those are teammates. That camera, like, phased through the wall. That freaking threw me off. Face Crack and JMQA. JMQA still lurking around in the apartments. I thought it was him in Boiler, but now he'll go back to the bridge and alternate, and he will be saving that gun along with Face Crack and AK as well. And I don't think they'll be able to hunt these, and that'll be a big boon to the CT economy.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to go for the jump? Yes, he is. Nice. Totally legit. Just phasing through the railing.
Yeah. Spent so much time doing this in the warm-up of scrims. Just over and over again for 20 minutes as you wait for people to ready up. But Orbit inching their way back into it, planting the bomb, getting the wins, coming away with only 1 player for the last 2 rounds. And actually, in the last 3 rounds, they've only saved 2 players. So those are marks against them. They are only going to have enough to buy, to rebuy for everybody once. I mean, actually, or excuse me, no rebuys whatsoever. Just enough to buy for the next round. I mean, we even have a Galil on Mono, even though they've won the last 3 rounds. So they're going to have to come away with the decisive round because Pitter are fine as long as they keep them low.
Wow, the B players actually throw their own smoke back that you can do from the well to get it at the base of Banana, but Mike S. was pushing through so fast, he actually got through and he found the kill. So Banana control, I mean, they wanted to go aggressive, and just take control of Banana, but I said they have to forfeit it completely, and Spiker will miss a shot on Mike, and what do you know, Inferno's just looking like a T-sided affair right now between these two teams.
Actually finding their way into the site really easily. And I guess that's a testament
such a good swap.
Wow. I thought he was actually going to catch Crucial off guard there, but no, Crucial does get the headshot. And yeah, 2 entries on the site. I mean, you're in a safe situation unless someone finds a frag right away. And here we have Striker in the apps. Could catch somebody, I think. Here we go. Oh, that's much needed damage. Oh, and JMQA goes down. So that's very important damage that Orbit did right there, along with keeping 4 players alive. I mean, Mike died, but he got 2 entries. He's allowed to die. He did a really great job there. Pitter are actually forcing up, though. I don't think Mike is going to anticipate this, or he would have definitely asked for a drop. I wonder if this MAC-10 will make this round any harder for them.
Yeah, I think if they want to go for that aggressive down banana play, they're going to need one of the A players to throw that smoke. Because you can obviously spawn closer to it, so you can throw it quicker, and it has less time to travel, so it does land before the terrorist will actually get there. Throwing the one from the well, you kind of got to hope that they're not just charging straight up, like Mike is yet again, but this time he'll be brought down by Facecracks 5-7, so 5-on-4 right now is Pitter are kind of a, whoa, interesting round, and it crossed their way off the target, but, you know, moving around the recoil was nuts.
Yeah, he's just running, shooting.
Welcome to the M4 A1S club.
Pretty much.
Fragging experience like no other.
He probably thought like a bullet he got lucky with a bullet that went to where his crosshair went. Oh.
Good attempt by Waterfalls to stay in the fire a little bit so that maybe they'd stop aiming at it. But at a certain point, you have to peek, or you just accept it and die.
Much. Oh, but it's actually a 4-on-2 now. I mean, Orbit are just melting with absolutely no refrags.
Spiker with a great flash. Oh, it doesn't quite grab Manu, who's already turned looking to check that new box. He knows that's where the shots came from. Spiker needs to get a frag there, but he can't, so it's a 3-on-2 now. Bomb is going down here at the grill.
Oh, this is highly winnable for both teams. So Manu, they're going to hear him reloading. They're going to know where he is, and he's going to peek off this flash, though, to get a better spot. That's really nice play from Orbit. As he pushes up to... Oh, Banana, if he could have got the kill, the round could have been theirs, but now Niels is on 1-on-3 with very low HP, and JMQA is going to take him down.
Oh, JMQA might want to get on the bomb there. Does have a kit, so it'll be enough time. Probably would have been enough with 10, but they're looking for some extra guns here.
Yeah. And Pitter win it on the back of a force buy. And Mike's probably going to be upset that he was entering with a MAC-10, and around they had enough for an AK to buy for him for only $1,700 more. Today only.
What a deal, wow. Upgrade to AKs now. Bring down those filthy A1S users with one bullet.
Yeah, and he actually did die to a MAC-10, or he did die to a 5.7 with that MAC-10.
What MAC-10 was it? Was it MAC-10 Fade?
I don't know. It's back.
I could almost support it if it was a MAC-10 Fade.
Or a Neon Rider.
The Neon Rider's pretty sick. Reminds me of Hotline Miami.
Yes.
Maybe that was the point. I don't know.
I think so.
Anyways, into a rifle round. 3-on-3 after some of the blood has been shed here. Bomb is at A. It's actually on the site. And it is going down. In the back of the site, though, I believe. Or was that default? Maybe it was default.
That's back on the site, yeah.
I don't know. I got very confused looking at the radar. 3-on-3, though. Face crack. Yeah, because it's backwards. It doesn't rotate. I don't know. I'm going to make excuses. We got Face Crack coming through from that arch side. He hops through the smoke. It does just dissipate. Oh, and he won't catch Mike at the single box. Striker, though, in the back of the site. He's going to get the player trying to jump up on that truck, and he might just spray down everybody. At this point, it doesn't matter. He will say, get glocked to Spiker. He finds a 3K. Wouldn't have mattered if he got the kill anyways, as time was too low, and even he will die. Everyone is dead.
Wow. I mean, he almost, if he killed him in that situation, maybe, but yeah, Orbit do win that, and that's off the back of using Pitter's offense against them. Their aggressive T-apps push that Pitter used so effectively on Orbit. Orbit have a kind of a similar strategy to their own. I wonder if they're born from each other, or if they both have just their own way of doing it, and like apps. But either way, it's working really well. This is gonna, I think, I encourage JMQA to play apps this time, though. It's gonna be on a save round, so you can't exactly.
Ooh, what a one-tap from Crucial.
Oh,
Bringing down Spiker. Spiker had no chance. And that's why it's so dangerous to hold any of these angles at Banana. They're all so known that it's like, if you're not worried about making noise, you're going to pre-fire every single one of them.
yeah.
And they're just hitting all the shots this round. Granted, it was just against an ecoing round from Pitter, but still, that looked pretty impressive.
Yeah, a lot of T rounds won in this game so far. I mean, Orbit have already gotten 6. And I mean, if they started in the first half on T side, it would have made this game look really weird because it would have seemed like Orbit is just a much stronger team. And but it's actually Pitter is just giving them the same treatment earlier on. If Orbit are able to come back though, it's going to be pretty impressive. I mean, Pitter are still only 2 rounds from match point, and Orbit have more work to do, but they have been winning rounds in a row, and it's the one round that Orbit did win. It was on in a 2v2 situation, so it was pretty close.
Another rifle round coming out for Pitter. No kits. Not a whole lot of nades that you'd like to have on Inferno. Very important to that CT side. You got 2 players in B right now. You got FaceCrack and Spiker.
Oh.
And FaceCrack's gonna push out. He will only find 1 though. Spiker will try to slow them down. He gets a good flash. Gets about everybody. We see the Molotovs coming in. 1 to New Box, 1 to Oranges, and 1 even on the cross right there. So they're trying to get everyone out of that position. Oh. And they want to just pull the rotators over because it's a fake, but they're not going to check their corners. They went right by it. And JMQA, he needed to get 2 there. He only finds 1. The silence rifle buying him a little bit of time because the sound cues aren't really too obvious.
Oh, Waterfall's fully aware. He could have just fully rotated to A in that situation, but is actually going to move back.
Another Molotov at B.
It's going to make this B site very hard to take.
And another good flash. This time the smoke goes out. Spiker at second. Oranges, he'll bring down the bomber. Now Waterfalls, as they're both looking. He doesn't have too good of a shot. He will finally take the head off of Crucial. And they're both alive. Striker in a 1-on-3. And as they try to push up, the crossfire from Pitter is fantastic. And let's see, where's Orbit at? Situation. And okay, they will be able to buy a couple players a little poor, Mike in particular. But Pitter now only needs 2 more rounds to finish this map 1.
Yeah, even with that great lurk, JMQA was only able to get a single frag, and that might have made the difference in the round. But overall, nice couple of B kills there from Pitter, and Waterfalls with a really great rotate back to the B site. I mean, he could have easily panic rotated to A when it was completely open. Had the feeling that Orbit were going to go back and rotated back as quickly as he did. Meant that he was able to get all the way to spools and not just have to be, in CT get smoked out, rotate in. Let your teammate get traded at 1-for-1 and then perform a retake.
JMQA might have death cammed him as well, since he was at bench and he did kill one of them.
That's true too.
Oh, almost, maybe even while falling. Oh man, look at that, just hanging off, hand off the balcony. Oh, that was tough. Trying to come out of those apartments, of which Pitter was pretty successful at doing and apparently pretty good at locking down. Neil and Mike left for Orbit. I mean, Orbit tried to walk out of that, with nothing, right? We always saw Pitter dropping the smoke and pushing the smoke, their own smoke on that balcony and getting out to the right or just jumping into pit. Ooh. And getting caught up on that nade. When are they going to remove that? That's what I want to know. Right. Nade collision? Is that not the most aggravating thing in the world, Launders?
Yeah, that I can't argue. Whoa, what an ang. I wonder if it's gonna be useful, but yeah, that is pretty annoying. Like everything is just stronger than you. Yeah, everything is just stronger than you.
All right, they are.
I mean, I guess if I was jumping forward, I get hit by a baseball. I don't know would I stop midair. I feel.
No, you wouldn't, because momentum, it's mass times velocity. Unless the baseball is going.
Yeah, but would I stop? I'm like thinking personally, if I was in that situation, would I just cramp up?
You're either like would you just willing to die for a cause or a super trained FBI SWAT GSGN 9 agent? You're not not your current self.
Listen, this game is not realistic.
You're not frail and soft.
We aim from the hip in CSGO.
Where's my iron scopes? personally use the Krieg and AUG only. Tech9's Orbit rushing. It's match point for Pitter. Spiker, he's going to hear this. Yeah, he'll get that Molotov off. It's a little late. A couple players will be forced to run through it. He's going to spray down 2 with the help of that flame, of course. And we'll also lock off Neil. Spiker going to get another, and that went just straight up through the smoke. FaceCrack peeks out with a P250, and it's actually the nade from Waterfall that finishes it off. Impressive performance, honestly, from both teams on the T side, but Pitter just a little bit better here on their map pick.
Yeah, and ultimately, you know, Orbit did get 6 rounds on T side. That's a really good half. And we didn't get to see them finish that out in one sense. Like if it was first half, maybe they would have got more T rounds. Overall, they played really well on the T side. But you know, at the end of the day, Pitter did 16-11 it, or 16.
Yeah, 11, I think.
11, yeah. So it's a fairly solid performance on both halves. Yeah, it was well played by them. It was their map pick, so again, we don't know how much Orbit we're looking forward to playing it. But if they really didn't want to play it, they could have banned it. So.
Yeah, there's always that. Only one ban, though, in this system, so it can make it a little bit tougher as opposed to 2 bans, 2 picks, and then just the decider map. The only one that's left becomes the third, whereas we random between 3. But, I mean, their T side looked prepared. Like, they had set Molotovs and strats to execute onto B. I didn't see too much at A. There's not much to A anyways, honestly, just like Smoke, Archer, Porch.
Yeah, and actually considering that they got 6 rounds, how many rounds were 1v1s, 2v2s, or like 1, 2v5? On their CT side could have meant that they could have just straight up won.
There's a lot of clutch situations between those 2 teams in that matchup that could have been the deciding difference. But guys, we are going to head over to the second map in just a little bit. It's going to be Cash. This is the pick of Orbit, and we'll be back in just a moment.